All right, so for the PRPs, so we'll end up having this drill menu, and I can print this out for you guys, or I can just shoot it in the group chat. But this will be like you guys should take a look at this every day. All that stuff, all the PRP stuff is on you guys. So if you want to ask me for like suggestions, great. But I made this menu so you guys can choose what you want to do for that day based off of what we're doing, right? And you can pick what you want to do on any given day, but should I print this or should I get put it in the chat? Both? Okay, I'll do both. I'll print them out and then put it in the chat. So you'll have this every day. The one thing, do you guys feel like down here that the heavy bag that we did last year quite a bit, it got kind of pushed to the side of the mulch. Do you feel like that's something you guys would use if we get it off the mulch onto the grass or no? Because if no, then it's going to be a battle with the EQ is my point. So I'll ask them if we are going to get use out of it, we got to make sure, it's off the mulch. But do you guys feel like you're going to use that? What I'm talking about on the rail that swings?
Are you talking about like for PRP, or are we talking about for individual?
Both. Like, do you think you'll use that this summer?
Yeah.
Solo and with each other? Yeah. Okay. I'll text RA and try and get something figured out because I know they cut the grass quite a bit on there. And honestly, like you guys can just, depending on how heavy it is, I have no idea. You guys could just pull it on, pull it off, for Indy or for PRPs. Okay. Any questions on this? Take a look at this stuff. Can you guys read it? Any like questions on this? Should be stuff we've already done. This is all the pre-practice stuff. You've done these drills hopefully enough to be able to be like, all right, I know what that is. I can always draw it up and doodle it if you got a question. But if you have a question about it, ask in the chat and I'll send that in the group chat just so you guys all know. Our 4S stuff, you guys should all be snatching. Don't let that fall by the wayside. I know you do it after practices all the time. Just kind of play catch with each other, but like take that serious before PRPs, after PRPs. And then you got your pass pro kind of circuits there. Okay, so we should be good there. All right. Aiden, I'll give you access. Do you have access to this, dude?
No, I don't think so. No.
Okay, I'll give you access. But let's get into this here. All right. So first thing we'll go over, like I just said, we'll go through all this stuff this summer, just try and change it up a little bit. But I want you guys to get some value, guys that have been here and guys that have not been here. Nope, don't want to show that. How do I get this out of here? For everybody, I want you guys to be able to get some value out of this. Point being, I don't want you to just hear the same shit over and over and over again. So we'll talk about today really your standard. So every day when you go out to PRPs or you do any work by yourselves, right, you're gonna have the non-negotiables in the back of your fucking head. All right, I cannot put the ball in jeopardy, whether it's in the quarterback's hands or mine, and I will always give effort, finish forward, and have a mentality of fuck you football. Okay, so that's a non-negotiable in all of your games. Okay, don't care if you're corral guy, tryout, or you're the starter. Right, that will be our standard. So quarterback protection is imperative in that. We'll go over that in full detail with assignments and IDs and all that in a different meeting. And then obviously you guys know the ball security as well. We'll hit that in our weapons/tools install. Okay. And then always finish forward is nothing but your mentality. So should never be an excuse for any of those situations. On field, off field standards, right? So really think, coming off the transparency meetings and roll call and kind of where we are within the depth of the room. Okay. Imperative that you guys own your own development. Okay. And if you want to go into detail, I promise you I'll take as long as you need to go into detail about what you need to get better at, in my opinion, and show you examples of clips. We can put a plan together. You got really until July, end of July, July 21st, till we hit the ground running with training camp. So if you want a personal like plan that we can put together, I'll do that with you. Aiden, Mason, right? Any of you guys in here, Teo too, right? So we'll have zero excuses for taking 1% every day. This one down here, I know it doesn't get as much attention to be better. but that is, that's more of a big picture lifestyle deal. So everything you do this summer is to get you where you want to be in whatever you're trying to achieve, whether it's fucking fighting for reps to be the guy, whether it's to be a better son or otherwise, whether it's to be a better teammate, whatever. Like you guys should be focusing on that every fucking day. Okay. I know I do, and I'm certainly not a complete project yet. So on field wise, though, these three things, all right, we are going to hit these today. So what we're doing now, what we did in spring ball, what we do in the summer, okay, this is all geared towards that one word, okay, on the screen that I think has the most importance here is to get you guys to play confident. That's all I give a shit about. Because when you do that, you guys are different talents on the field. It's very, very evident. Very evident. When you guys know what you're doing and you have confidence in it, you play different. So I want you guys to get to that point. Whenever you step on the field, PRPs or fucking South Dakota, starting running back goes down and I'm the backup and I got to get ready to play. All right. So super important for their versatility. I think you guys are really, I mean, you guys are owning that with special teams and your role as a running back. And then the toughness is a big one too that we'll hit during this. But confident aggression, obviously, like you got the pictures there, the images there to help kind of portray that. But the biggest thing I want you guys to do is just everything you're doing, you're soaking like a sponge, all the information to allow you to end up having those highlight reel plays, end up having a 4-yard carry when there's really not much and you just hit it through the fucking A gap on inside zone because you're pretty confident that that's what the decision calls for. So I want you guys to, in positive, negative teaching here, have a lot of confidence, be confident, right? The positive term, eliminate your hesitation, the negative term, right? I want you guys to have no hesitation whenever you guys are out there. And that's difficult to do. And it's really hard. You look at Land, you look at Zoe, right? Guys that have had a lot of success, massive majority of the time they're out there. There's no hesitation. So I don't think I don't have a link for the old Breaking Bad clip that I used to show. Be the danger, right? You're the hammer. So this is what it looks like. And it looks like this in different forms, right? It's not always running a guy over, right? Like that's a fucking awesome rep, right? That's a fucking awesome rep. He knows what his key is. He knows what his reads are, and he's fucking smoking it through the A gap, downhill, positive body lean, positive body angle, running through arm tackles, right? Assuming all these dudes are gonna do what, Kai? Yeah, not tackle him, right? Yeah, trying to arm tackle us, but we're hitting this thing because we know what we're looking at, and we can run for a 10-yard gain, explosive when we get touched, 3 yards downfield. It allows you guys to, when the game is in the hands of the offense, to do shit like this, right? And have the confidence that you know what you're looking at, you know what you're hitting, and you can hit this thing more or less. Look at Land's body and kind of how it goes through here, more or less hitting this thing downhill the entire time, right? No hesitation in any of his game. Gets to a point where he's at the second level, makes a dude miss really quickly, seals the deal. Causeway Cup's coming home, right? Staying home where it belongs. That's what it looks like. All right. And then just examples of what you guys have done in the past, like from spring ball, right? It's confidence you're going to make a dude miss, getting your eyes up as you're doing it, seeing what we have, working on, hey, this is a point in the game we always work on this, right? That sideline run, put your fucking pad level down and run a dude over, right? That's what that shit looks like. And it's not always that, but it will come into play physically, running dudes over when you feel good about your game, right? It's in pass protection when you're confident as hell in what you're doing. And now, hey, man, I just got to get into a fight and bully this fucking dude, right? So that's what it looks like in the quote unquote passive pass protection, right? And that is something that you guys need to just hammer home in your head and write this down, circle it 3 times, right? Make a note. Pass protection is not passive. Okay, this is a fucking fight, and you should all treat it this way. And I think Carter did the best job of all of you guys in spring. So try to get to that level every single rep you get. The versatility aspect of it, right? Julian Edelman is fucking the poster boy for that. He can do it all, right? And I think all of you should be able to do all of these things and more, just like he did for the Patriots. So it's not a lot. It doesn't take a lot. It just takes your energy, your effort, in the preparation to be able to, hey, let's call a fucking classic 7-on-7 right? You got your smash concept, piping it up the middle, and just go let you play football, right? Be a threat in the pass receiving world. Again, quarterfinals, backup running back. I know what my job is. I'm going to execute it to full capacity, full speed, and hell of a time to get your first receiving touchdown in college. So from that point of view, that's what we're looking at as a pass receiving threat. In the run blocking world, like you guys have to be able to do both. And given the state of our offense, I mean, it's pretty likely that we'll have a lot of you play and hopefully a lot of you at the same time on the field. And the more shit you can do, the more you're going to earn playing time if you do things like this of knowing who you have and then executing post snap with a high recovery effort, high motor, just trying to fucking make a play and help your teammates. So Mateo doing a good job there in the past. And he's, look, we have all different shapes and sizes, you guys. It doesn't fucking matter. It's more of a mindset than anything. You guys will find guys start backing down more than you'll expect if you just have that mentality all the time. If you can fucking throw the rock, right? We'll put in some trick plays, have some fun with it. Then you got, clips of special teams where we're playing our best, we're doing what we're supposed to do. We make a move, we get, 40 fucking yards on a play, on a punt return, right? We're in the middle of it, right? Looking at fish. Okay, down here by the hash, just fucking bullying a guy, right? Time equals yards in this play. And because this dude's so late to the party, he's not here, right? This allows time and space for your other teammates to go make a play. So can't stress enough how much this stuff is important. And, Michael was in with Chipetti just now, getting some extra work. Carter's been doing that. I know you guys have been taking special teams really serious, but you never know when that shit pops up in a game when you're going to make a difference. Regardless of if you're the off returner or you're the H, right? Kai and Carter getting a lot of work in there. You just don't know. So do the right thing all the time. And you guys have probably found like the guys that get the quote unquote luckiest the most are guys that work their ass off and put themselves in those situations, right? So there is really a true correlation with luck and who is lucky based off of how much work and effort they put in. And then can we trust you in situations like this? Again, games on the line. We got a sky ball here coming off the second hop. Like, are you gonna have the balls and the confidence to just go up and get it? Know you're gonna get fucking smoked. But that's the type of trust we need out of you guys. Okay. And again, same thing. Land was doing it well before he was the guy, right? He carved a role and a niche in this offense, or this team rather, by being an All-American special teams guy. Okay. So it doesn't matter what your position is within the room. I promise you, you can make a difference. Whether you have the ball in your hands or not, you have the ability to affect the game in a positive way. So it doesn't matter what your role is right now. Take that shit serious and you're going to make an impact. Okay, here's a big thing. Like, I haven't stressed this enough with you guys in my time here, but this is going to be something that we take to heart. And this will be the toughest fucking room on the team and in the country. So there's a variety of different ways that you can define toughness, and there's a variety of different ways you can show it. But ultimately, like, to me, it's, we talked about what will break you, and like, can you be the guy that can be dependable when you're fucked up? Whether it's you're having a bad game and you get out of your own head, or you take a fucking puck to the face. Like, what can you continue to do to help your team? And I really want you guys to like channel fucking hockey players, because these dudes are some bad motherfuckers. Like, they're the toughest dudes in the world, hands down. It's not even close, right? I know Lane would argue fucking steer wrestlers are, but he's wrong. But these dudes are psychos, and the mentality that they have is what I want you guys to carry. Like, these dudes will fucking die on the ice before they give up in front of their teammates and let their guys down. So there's a lot of examples, and I'll show you guys that throughout the summer, of guys just like putting their fucking all on the ice just to stop a puck from going in the goal with their face. right, or multiple times. And then, you guys got to channel this on a daily basis. So mentally, okay, what will break you?
So our goal is to have the kind of team that nobody wants to play. And that means that we have to impose our will to dominate the competition all the time. So what does that take? All right, the first thing you have to do is you have to have toughness. All right, you got to be tougher than everybody that we play. All right, but I've never stood up here in all the time that I've been here and ever really defined toughness for you. The way I'm going to define toughness to you, because I'm talking about mental toughness, and I think everybody can relate to it, is it's all about what does it take to break you. And the reason I come to this is we had to put hurricane windows in our house in Florida on the beach. All right, so I asked the guy, how do you figure out that these windows are better than those windows? What does it take to break them? All right, so if you really think about toughness and mental toughness, what does it take to break you? I don't care what circumstance you're faced with. What does it take to break your focus because you get frustrated about what happened on the last play? What does it take to make you give in because it's hot outside, or you're tired, or you don't feel like running to the ball or giving effort or finishing the play like you should because of how you feel, whether you're a little bit hurt? What does it take to break you? I'm not saying it's our goal to try to break you. It's just the way it is in football. When you go through camp, it's going to be difficult because you're getting yourself ready to play an entire season at a high level. So everybody here has got to have a lot of mental toughness to be able to sustain what we do at a high level. And just because you got beat on the last play, that can't affect your next play. Or that's breaking you. Your frustration is breaking you. Just because you miss a block, or you get blocked, or you miss a tackle, or you fumble the ball. What does it take to break you? We broke Waddell last night on the tube. Got a little bloody nose, man. He was getting out the water faster than you can damn run 40 in. All right, so there's no easy way. And everybody here knows that I've always talked about discipline. But I think having toughness, what breaks you, is what helps you be able to maintain the discipline that you need to have to do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, the way it's supposed to get done, because you minimize the circumstances that can affect your ability to do that. The discipline that you need to have to do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, the way it's supposed to get done.
That is the biggest thing I want you guys to take away. Do what you're supposed to do, when you're supposed to do it, the way it's supposed to get done. And there's going to be plays and moments and down periods and frustration periods. But if you can come back to how do I reset and do what I'm supposed to do at a high level when it's supposed to get done, the way it's been taught, that is the gold standard, right? That's what you guys should be chasing. And we worked that a little bit throughout spring ball. Like, what do we talk about just mentally in spring? Anybody? Remember? Open forum. What do we talk about of just trying to get to a point where you can mentally execute?
But I guess we talked about like how spring ball is a time for us to make mistakes so that like
Nope.
in the future we don't make them.
Yeah. That's one example, right? Hey, now's the time to see what you can do, what you can't do. Okay. And then we work on it in the spring or in the summer now, because we're in that phase. What's something else mentally that allows you to, something else we worked on mentally this spring that allows us to be better? Breathing. Fucking easy. So easy. So simple. And we always breathe, but like being conscious of your breath and putting intent and focus to your breath resets you, right? It resets your mind. It's a physiological, smarter than me way to get your brain back to neutral to get your job done. So the Navy SEAL box breathing technique, right? I know I say the water off a duck's back. Whatever your thing is, find that to get yourself to a point of executing. And it's hard in PRPs. Like maybe you guys catch yourself fucking up or fumbling or whatever. Those are opportunities, right? Like that's an opportunity for you guys to reset and focus and execute. So when he talks about what's going to break you, like showing you guys the depth chart a couple weeks ago, is that enough to break you? Is fumbling the ball in practice, is that enough to break you? Like where is your mind when you're out there, and where is it when you're in the classroom taking notes or not taking notes? Where is it on fucking Wednesdays when you're waking up? Like what is your thought process on a consistent basis? It has to be one of discipline and toughness. And obviously there's a physical aspect to toughness as well.
Everyone thinks that toughness is something you're born with. Toughness is a choice. It's putting the right food in your body. It's training when you don't feel like it. It's reading a book instead of turning on the television. Toughness is a choice you have to make over and over again until it becomes a habit, until it is a part of you like flesh and bone. Life is going to kick your ass at some point or another, but you decide whether or not you are a victim. When something happens out there, we don't make a big show of it so people feel sorry for us. We're not victims. We're playing the game we love, and we know it's going to hurt. In the 2010 playoffs, I took a puck to the face and lost 10 teeth. Was I happy about it? Hell no. But that was no reason to stop playing the game. Toughness is about heart, and the face is a long way from the heart.
We've wired more than
Duncan Keith is top 100 NHL player of all time. Defensive player. He won a Stanley Cup, all the accolades of being the best defensive player, this and that. But that dude played on average like fucking 33 minutes a game, which is bananas. And he constantly, you'll hear from his other teammates. Oh, probably not, because probably won't go down the rabbit hole. But the point is, like, that dude gave everything he had all the time, got his fucking teeth knocked out, and then went right back in the fucking game. Okay, so there's a physical element to it, and I know you guys are tough dudes, but you can always be tougher. Okay, what can you do that's gonna help your team even when you're feeling like shit? Because the day you feel the best in the entire season is gonna be day one in camp. Everything after that, all of you can attest to this. You're gonna feel like shit. Not gonna be 100%. Day one is the only fucking day in the entire fall that you will be 100%. Every day after that, there's some fatigue or issue with your body, whatever it is, where you're not 100%. So make the choice to act like you're 100 and act like you're fucking primed and ready to go, and don't allow that fucking intrusive thought of weakness and, I'm hurt or this and that. Like, don't let that shit creep in. Okay. There's a couple different examples from NFL guys. I'm just going to show one. I think this is awesome. And unfortunately, it was against the Browns, but just an example of toughness from a football aspect, that it really isn't a lot. It's not crazy.
350
but
players. You're about to see
means a lot.
the most dramatic, and you're going to see it unedited. One scene that runs 4 minutes and 17 seconds. The longest shot in the history of NFL films.
Blue 20. 8 seconds remaining. Stafford takes the snap, sets in the pocket, rolls left. This is going to be it. He's got to get rid of it. Stafford sets, looks, now running back to his right. Stafford looking for somewhere to go, sets and throws.
And it's going to be on Hank Poteet in the end zone.
And Matthew Stafford is down on the field and is not getting up.
Yeah, get the off me.
Now he does.
Pass interference. Defense number 23. Foul occurred in the end zone. Ball be placed at the 1 yard line. First down.
Stafford is going to have to come out of the game.
He's got it. It's a shoulder problem.
Dante Culpepper will come in for one snap. The Lions will have one play, an untimed play, no time remaining on the clock. Because of the pass interference in the end zone, it will be one play from the one.
Talk to me, buddy.
Yeah. Shoulder.
Get your breath.
Oh, shoulder.
Dante Culpepper in the game at quarterback. Matthew Stafford off the field injured. Everybody standing here at Ford Field. 37-31, Browns in the lead. The Lions tried to tie it, and they go ahead in the extra point.
Third and final charge timeout. Cleveland.
And the Browns call a timeout.
What we got to do is get you up there. You got time to get.
Take a look. Let me take a look, man.
His shoulder.
More out on the shoulder.
Did you get your AC joint? Or
No, I ain't never done that. Hey, that's the timeout. I can play, right? No. Yeah, help me up. I can throw the ball if you need me to throw the ball. Hey! I can throw the ball if you need me to throw the ball.
Is Stafford coming back in?
I think Stafford will come back in the game.
I did not think he was going to come back.
Kind of stuff that endears you to a city.
Well, what'll endear him to a city right now is if they get in the end zone and Jason Hanson kicks the extra point to win it.
The rookie from Georgia, number 1 overall pick, is back into the huddle.
Here we go. We got near right wing Zorro. Fire, why not? I want.
Let's see if that timeout comes back to haunt the Browns. It allowed Matthew Stafford to come back in.
This is it. This is the game.
Let's play.
Last play of the game. Takes the snap. Rolls. End zone. Touchdown. Detroit Lions out.
It's out. I love you, man. That's out.
What a finish. And the Lions are an extra point away from the win.
Stafford's still hurt. It's unbelievable. That kid just showed some real grit because he is still hurt.
Jason Hanson for the extra point to win the game.
He's out, coach. I don't know about right now, but it came out and back in during that play. Come on, Jason Hanson, what they pay you for, baby?
Hanson ready. Snap through. Spot down. Kick on the way. It's up. It's good. And it's over. The Lions with a victory.
Right guy. He's just always beating the Browns. Just finding a way to lose. There's a couple more on here that you guys can watch on your own. It's Donovan McNabb and Walter Payton. Don't want to just turn this into a YouTube clip fucking meeting, but a couple different examples of that. So yeah, just ask yourself, hey, can I do that? And that builds trust. That's the biggest thing too. Like it just builds trust with everybody, the staff, the players, your teammates, yourself, right? Of where you are. So the mentality, the physicality, we have to have that in summer now and going into the fall. Okay. So watch those on your own. That's in the running back hot folder in the summer. Okay. On field, just as a running back room, right? The ball security is insanely important. It's a non-negotiable that's going to either get you reps or get you taken off the field. So really the 4 things that we can control, the main things are chinning the football with one hand as you're running through. Okay. Double in trouble when you know contact's imminent, right? Switching the ball, when to, when not to. And why would we switch the ball? Anybody? Yeah. Right. So you can use a weapon, right? Use your other off arm as a weapon as opposed to just taking hits. And then the one thing I want you guys to write down and be aware of, like we always want to have body ball boundary, ball security whenever we're out there. So what that essentially means is your body is between, right, the defender and the sideline. Okay. It goes your body, the football, and then the boundary. Okay. Body ball boundary. And I'll show you examples of that. Okay. But chin in the football, just so you can see 3-4 there, the real 3-4. Lamb, suck it. Okay. But that is what it should look like at all times. Always up there. Eagle. You got the 5 points of pressure. And we'll emphasize that in everything we do, especially with the nub. I think that's been relatively good to start off practices of not having the eagle claw just to promote the chin. So what does it look like and what does it not look like? Okay. So some would argue like, hey, that's good ball security, right? But not good enough to where we handle one guy and the next, just like Coach Chapetti always says, it's always the second guy, right? Ball seemingly decent ball security, but not good enough. It's swinging down low. It gets down to his basically parallel to the ground, easy to pop out. I mean, it's barely anything. The dude doesn't even go for the ball, knocks it out. That's a big play for them. Okay. Another bad example, right? What's Land doing right there? Reaching. Okay. Do you guys remember what this was called in the game? Touchdown. All right. But if you watch this, you got no idea. Right? We don't know. And what are you doing ultimately? This goes to replay. Who are you putting it into the hands of? The refs. Okay. So that's why we don't reach. We never reach, regardless if you're on the goal line. The only time you'd ever fucking reach is if it's the last play of the game and there's no hope for anything else. This is it. Okay. Then you got to sell out, do what you got to do. But other than that, we're not doing it because it's too risky. Even though that one gets called our way, you never know. Okay. Old comments. But that is what it has to look like. Okay. And obviously Land was he had some great reps at it, but he had some awful reps at it. And you saw a couple of them, right? Where fumbling issues, and I had fucking scouts asking me all the time, what is he doing to correct it, this and that? Like, I had a couple scouts get fucking pissed off because like he's fumbling it and they think he's not doing a good job of correcting it. Okay, so here's an example of a good job of not reaching the football out for the goal line, despite being half a yard away. We don't reach. Very next play, touchdown. So trust in your teammates. That's ultimately what this sequence is. Is it I'm being selfish and I want to score because I'm right here and I'm going to put the ball in jeopardy? I'm going to risk losing it? Or do I trust my teammates to come back with the next play, trust the coaches, trust myself to get in the end zone? We will never, ever reach in those situations. Okay, double in trouble when contact's imminent. Okay, we're putting the opposite hand across on the football. We're not holding our arm, right? Ultimately, this is more of a comfort thing for you guys. If you do like holding the arm, I don't care. I want you guys to double up and have more emphasis on ball security when you know you're about to get hit or somebody as athletically prowessed as the guy in that picture is going to punch it. Try and get it out from you. Okay, when the contact is imminent, you're going to double all the time. All right. What that looks like. You guys can run just as fast when you double it. Okay, doubling up. Back to the chin. Contact's imminent. Double it up. That's what our standard is, okay? Ball switching. When do we ball switch, Kai? Yeah, right, in the country, in open space. When you know you're not going to get tackled and you have the luxury of being able to switch it and put the ball in jeopardy for a split second, right? Because that's what we're doing, right? Put the ball in jeopardy for a split second in order to help yourself later on. That's the only time we ball switch. Make a guy miss, ball's in the wrong arm. We know nobody's around us. We can ball switch it, violently rip over the top in one quick motion, get it to body ball boundary, right? Kai's getting into body ball boundary here, and then he can go make a play from there. But that's the only time we switch it. We'll never switch it in traffic. Never, ever want you guys switching it here for any reason. Zoe gets to it later, a little bit lackadaisical with it, but knows he can get it to his other arm so he can use his free arm as a weapon, as a tool. Okay. And then the body ball boundary, right? We always want to have this more so. I know we all know the fucking Pee Wee way of teaching it, because if you get hit and you fumble, it's going to go out of bounds, right? Like that's what we've all heard. But we're not fucking fumbling. So it doesn't matter what hand you have it in. I don't give a shit about that. I give a shit about having your inside arm free or the opposite arm free so you can be a threat and use that as a weapon. Okay. Body ball boundary. That's why we talk about it on Florida. All those arrows, get it to your outside so you can use it as a weapon. Whether or not you use it is up to you, but you have the ability. Like you see Lane actually is going for a fucking hurdle right here, but then lowers the shoulder, has it free, and now he can open the toolbox, so to speak, to use whatever he wants to use. So that will be a standard in the room, right? So if that's something you struggle with in terms of whatever, whether it's the arrow or you don't have an intent on getting the ball to the outside arm, to the boundary arm, all right, you need to fix that. You need to work on it in the summer. Okay, AFF been a staple here for forever, right? And we switched a word in here for you vets. What did we change from like a couple years ago? Any of you remember? Maybe you guys were already here when I changed it. I think you were. Yeah, finish. What was it? Yeah, fall. Fucking passive ass word. Like we are not falling. Okay, we are finishing forward. We are always going to finish forward. We're not going to fall forward, right? That is a loser mentality. That's a fucking white flag mentality. We're going to finish forward. So we're not falling forward just to get an extra yard. That should be the standard anyway. But you always finish forward. And there's a lot of great examples in a variety of different ways that we do that. Okay. A couple different clips of it. It's mindset run against an FBS team. Short yardage situation. Get stopped at the sticks. Finish, 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 finish. And this is why you'll see a couple of these different reps coming up. But this is why we have that. Whenever you get wrapped up in 9-on-7, what are you supposed to do, Kai? Yeah, finish, right? Like spin, whatever. Get the fuck off of it and go, right? Finish. You get wrapped up, doesn't matter. You're trying to finish forward and get the extra one or two. That shit's going to pop up in a game, I guarantee you. You don't know when, but it will. Whether you're the guy out there, we're getting the ball to 30 times a fucking game, you're an NFL type running back, or you're a fucking depth player, you're a 4-string guy, you're a backup, doesn't matter. Finish forward, assume you're never down. You just have that mentality, you have that standard in your toolbox. It's going to show up in the game and it's going to benefit us in a big way. Okay, so when we get into these drills in 9-on-7, okay, you get wrapped up. That needs to be shown every time. Now, obviously, I would love Teo to do it a little bit more violently and off the rip quicker. But if you're ever wrapped up, you're doing this. You're always finishing like Mateo's doing here. Okay, it looks silly and it looks pee-wee, but I promise you that shit pays off because that's going to be your natural muscle memory whenever you go through practices and games. All right, we got fit tempo in practice. Doesn't mean we can't finish with some violence, right? With some physicality. We're still finishing, right? Teo's doing a really good job finishing, given the fit tempo of the period, of the practice, finishes, right? Runs through the last defender, and then immediately doing what here? Yeah, eyes, right? Immediately right to the next play. So one doesn't have to sacrifice another. So finishing 30, 40 yards downfield, not ideal for you guys. It's going to gas you out a little bit, but that's okay. Should not sacrifice your next rep. So you can do both. You can have good reps back to back to back, even though you are finishing and exerting yourself. What's Fish doing here? What do we call this? This just entirety of what Fisher's doing right here. FBE, right? What's that stand for? Hell yeah. First up off the ground. You can see him trying to get up right here. Immediate, right? And this is a circumstance of like 2-minute red alert drill. You see him trying to get up, getting up, trying to get off the fucking ground. Guys are going to try and hold you down, but you're first off the ground. F, right? Get the ball to the umpire. B, so the umpire. B, and then E. Get your eyes to the sideline. FBE, Okay. Write that down if you don't know, and it's got to be second nature to you guys. Okay. One of our unselfish standards in the room is the elite fake. Anybody know what the 3 elements of an elite fake are? Go ahead. Yep, tempo. More so, when I say tempo, it's more so the tempo of the play that you're running, right? If it's counter, I want you guys just freaking out and running full speed, right? If it's Leo Brad, you don't need to go full fucking clip, right? So it's more so tempo, but it's speed. It's the speed that matches whatever that run play is. Yeah. So it's speed. What's the next one? Goes chin. I know he's got, yeah, I know. Goes chin, right? Not Pee Wee fucking, humpback of Notre Dame over the football, running like a, little kid trying to sell a fake. You're running like you got it, and the chin is how we run with the football. What's the last one? Make a move. Okay. Put your foot in the ground, cut, fucking do something, right? Do something that shows that, hey, he could be an actual threat. You think a couple of these guys think Mateo has the football? Yeah, fucking absolutely. Is this going to be a fucking touchdown in our offense next year? Yeah, yeah. Again, Jesus. But you allow Seb to get the first down, man. Fucking, oh man, this is so good. But Mateo's acting like it's mid zone, right? Goes chin, same tempo, running through here, doesn't give up easy, doesn't, try and turn around, watch the football. All right, him. Right, they all think Mateo has it. And in our offense this year, when our guys pull it, that's even more imperative because now you're getting one-on-one open field and pulling guys away from that potential explosive play. Same deal here, right? Dude's not running it, but Mateo still selling it, right? Breaking down like he has it. 1, 2, 3, trying to cut up field. He thinks he has it. He thinks he has it for long enough to where that opens up that window, right? So that shit matters. I promise you guys. So always going to elite fake, whether it's Atlanta, Georgia, Louisiana, doesn't matter. Always selling it like you got it. You can watch the play later on after the game. Just keep selling it. Keep selling it. And then what's kind of the next phase here? On certain plays, what are you going to be able to do once you sell? Yeah, get in the fucking play and go block, right? Like Kai had a great one this past spring. Okay, there's a couple that showed up throughout the year. You guys just full speed effort. You had a fucking great one too, right? Where it's just running through, and now you're able to be an extra blocker downfield and get in the way. Okay, stealing a rep. What does that mean, Michael?
That means even if you don't get the ball, mentally get a rep.
Yeah, like read it out, right? Because we're gonna have a lot of these plays that we can pull it. So you guys still want to get a rep because shit, man. Like you guys know, man, you don't get enough reps. Like none of you have the amount of reps that you are happy about, right? So there's always reps out there for you guys to get better at. And because of our RPO system, you guys should not lack or be at a disadvantage because we pull the ball or the quarterback reads a certain thing and the ball's going somewhere else. So even though you guys get the ball pulled from you, you still got to act, obviously, like you have it, elite fake, but steal a fucking rep. Read this thing out like you would if you had the ball, okay? It's always about just getting a little bit better and stealing reps that way whenever you don't get it, or 7-on-7, whatever it is. It's going to make you a better football player in the end. Is this probably where the ball should hit on Ram? Yeah, right? Like just execute like you have the football, and I promise you that's going to sell a fake and turn into an elite fake regardless. But act like you have the football to allow yourself an extra rep of that run play. Just like Kai's doing here. It looks like he has the fucking ball. You wouldn't be able to tell. Making cuts and acting like he has it. Go ahead. Raised. Go ahead and pulling that thing on counter when that wasn't an option last year. All right. And then just mentality when you guys are out there. So we will not be out there for PRPs. We will not be out there when you're doing your own work. But are you having some intent when you're out at practice, out on your own? You're kind of standing around. Are you mentally firing and going through a rep and getting the most out of that rep, regardless if you're in or not. So this is what it should look like in PRPs for the most part. Like I would expect you guys to be doing this. Okay, we're all on the line. We're all getting reps. So that way, it's not just Fish and Carter getting reps here, right? Fish and Carter aren't the only ones getting better. We got 4 guys behind, reading what the defense is doing, how the hole looks for the first group. I know there's 1,000 bodies back here, and there's no chance you can see it. But you should always be getting your reps in, even when you're not in the game itself, or in the rep, or in the drill. Okay? Just mentally being dialed in. Just mentally being your best, right? Am I going through 7-on-7, which you guys are going to get a shitload of in the summer? You guys are going to get a ton of this. So are you able to get actually quality reps out of this, know who you're supposed to pick up, point to them, and then carry out your job even when it's 7-on?